Hello there, hi, welcome back to the Customer Gig YouTube channel for SaaS scale-up growth. In the last video I talked about the why and the what of integrated campaigns. This time I'd like to try and start to talk about the how. It's going to be a lengthy subject, so I'm going to break this down into different sections as well. I'll call this video 7B, just to start the discussion. So the first thing is that it's very important to structure the campaign so it's marketing, biz dev, sales, so inside and field sales, to work as a combined team, because that effort is crucial to make sure you have the right mix of activity and the themes run through the dialogue. So there's clearly the marketing activity to engage the customer directly, biz dev there to do qualification and obviously perform their own activity, and then inside and field sales to generate their own pipeline and be enabled by marketing as well. That sales enablement is crucial, so that the tools and the messaging, the value proposition, the timing, the engagement is all aligned. So what's also crucial in that context is the definition of that target buying group, particularly in the B2B sense, so that the decision maker, the influencers, could be a number of people, the people consulted as experts in the organization, and also those gatekeepers or support organizations like procurement and the IT team, particularly for a technology purchase. They're clearly identified, and the right kinds of campaign dimensions are also planned and targeted, so and produced, so that those kinds of key buying group members can actually receive the right kind of information in the right way at the right time. That's very, very important. And also, of course, as part of that, the marketing automation and CRM from an operational perspective, that's also set up and structured so that the right kind of campaign activity can happen and the right kind of handover can also take place, because that understanding of accountability is going to be really crucial between, say, marketing, biz dev, and sales in various guises. Members of the marketing team, the business development as a key qualifying professional team, and then the sales team as those opportunities, those leads are qualified over the different sequences as they move from an MQL as a marketing qualified lead to a sales qualified lead. So in that context, it's not outbound or inbound. Both are crucial to actually combine efforts there, because, and certainly in the initial stages of a business's evolution, the outbound activity is really, really crucial to sustain that activity, to really focus in on shaping the messages, the proposition and the materials and the narrative, and being able to actually engage customers directly. Inbound is in many ways, based on my experience, possibly 2 to 3 times more likely to convert as a rule of thumb. And in some instances even stronger than that, but it takes time to set it up in terms of reputation in the marketplace. So it's very important to have both outbound activity to really sustain the energy, the focus, the control, but then also build that inbound so that that's sustainable over a longer period of time. Also, the blend of the digital and physical elements. Now, clearly, we're living in a multi-digital world with all of the platforms that are available where people look to consume information, whether those be comparison websites, whether they be social media, whether they be media hubs where people are offering other types of analyst examples, those analyst sites as well, in different ways, both the larger players like Gartner and Forrester, but also some of the more boutique players that are very particular and specialized in a particular sector space. So, relevance, timing, the way the different elements of the campaign sequence and work together, they're complementary, and also there's a degree of more kind of human-based intimacy in the engagement. Those could be webinars, individual demonstrations. They could be regards to larger trade shows or larger industry events where there's a chance to meet people. So all of those need to play together. And certainly if you have those more one-on-one personable interactions, then it's important to have the wrap of the other comms around it, because people need to be reinforced with the messages, be given the messages that they perhaps discovered, so it reminds and reprioritizes. It's kind of an obvious point, but the planning and the execution of these things is really, really crucial. Also, the value proposition for SaaS in terms of how it's shaped, and making some decisions, some competitive decisions around the presentation to the customer. So is it a freemium version of the product initially that's going to be converted later on? Is it a light version where additional features and benefits can be purchased as part of a subscription? Is it a free pilot for a period of time where people can test that? It's been used for a long time, perhaps the first 3 months, or there's a bespoke window based on a dialogue with a given customer as a must-win account. Can professional services or additional consulting also work to talk about business transformation, training of the people and the users, the financial ROI of that particular solution and the benefit that's delivered there? Also in the coordination of the how, playbooks are really, really crucial. So it's how marketing, biz dev, sales work together in terms of, as I mentioned earlier on, who does what and when, what's the accountability, where are the handoffs, how are the activities coordinated. And I think, recommend, there's at least a daily way of coming together and understanding how well things are going, whether there's a need for an adjustment. That could be in any elements of the campaign, but it could also be based on the activities between the different people involved in the different sub-functions of marketing, biz dev, and sales. So it's very, very important you have that regular dialogue and that regular review and tightening of those little percentages that make the difference all the time. The last thing I'll talk about now, and then I'll break and come back with another video talking about other aspects of this, are the full funnel development of the campaign. So we're initially going out with awareness, and that can have a number of different elements to that. It could be based on the search engine optimization, the other ads that are being placed on Google, on LinkedIn, and other platforms. There could be some remarketing, retargeting activity going on. Obviously, email, social media, events I've mentioned, different blog pieces, and more profound pieces around white papers. So that initial awareness is really crucial. Then some of those customers or potential opportunities need to be put into a nurture cycle. So those could be one-on-one webinars or a presentation to a particular customer in terms of their team, just to make sure that there's an opportunity to rediscuss and reinforce the strength of the software as a service proposition. Targeted PR articles, white papers I mentioned as an initial, but those could be more technical based to help some of those additional members of the buying team understand the strengths comparatively of this particular proposition. Then also beyond that is how we move into a convert phase, and we want to qualify. Now, some of these will be blended and merged to a certain point, but it's important that the full funnel campaign elements, the content, the behavior, that combination between marketing, biz dev, and sales really start to help the customer understand the relative strengths and how it can impact their business, in terms of growth, cost control, and other business impacts. So that's really, really crucial. And ultimately, it's how marketing, biz dev, sales continue that alignment, that teamwork with the numbers focus to make sure that those software as a service propositions resonate with the customer, ultimately to converted revenue. So those numbers can be booked within the business, and clearly that's then it starts with a different level of engagement with the customer as a welcome path, an in-life, a retention phase, ultimately when they come to the end of a given year or given period subscribing to that software. And also, by the way, one of the things I always recommend is every conversation needs to discuss the possibility of securing a positive testimonial with the customer, because those are gold dust when it comes to then using those to secure future customers. So it's really, really crucial that those are built into that conversation. So I'll leave it there. I want to come back again and talk further about outbound and inbound and that kind of blended activity. But thanks again for listening, and thanks again for listening to the Customer Gig SaaS Growth YouTube channel. All thoughts and comments very, very welcome, and I look forward to talking with you again soon and hearing your feedback as well. Thank you.